So I'm a managing partner at Mindful Ventures, and we're really focused on investing in companies that elevate human progress is the easiest way to put it. So my background is I'm a behavioral scientist, and I'm also a product manager. And so I'm also a lead researcher at the Stanford Behavior Design Lab. A lot of what we do, it's focusing on not motivating people to change behavior, but actually making things easier for them to do. And so when we're investing in companies, what we're really looking for are companies that are solving a behavioral problem first, and they have a very clear value proposition of what the market is going to be, how big is it going to be, how are they pricing their business model. That's the most important part. And then secondarily, I would say we're always looking for the best tech out there. But if someone's only a tech-first founder and they don't actually understand the behavioral problem they're solving or who they're selling to, I'm a hard pass. So I think actually, first and foremost, I should also mention I invest in the very early stage. So I love working with founders across all stages, but the part where I have the most lift is really at the early stage. So pre-seed, seed, and then I'll follow on to Series A. In terms of what I'm looking for, it would be founders who, quite frankly, are just the best minds. They have phenomenal character, they're really family focused, they know how to separate out, here's what I'm doing in my work life, here's what I'm doing in my personal life. The behaviors that I have in each are gonna blend over, and that's totally fine, but they're fully transparent about how they spend their time. They're really clear about, Ari, this week we're trying to accomplish some set of goals, and then if they don't hit them, they're like, hey, I didn't hit them, totally fine, let's talk about it, and let's figure out how to hit them the next week. So I think one thing, it's a behavioral thing we look for, besides just the team, in the actual founders, the founding team, and the driver of the vision, that they are getting along together, they have a collective vision, and when they disagree on things, they're talking about it. And not just that they say they're going to talk about it, they allow time in their schedule between their family values outside of the company and then what they're doing in the company. And then specifically also then why that's so important is when they're hiring. It's really important to have shared values at the early stage. And we could talk about this later in another interview probably about how sometimes as you scale, those values don't, they just blend into other things and suddenly you have whatever, right? So we look at the team, we also look at the time of the market. Okay, so is this the right time for actually doing your company? You can have a great idea and want to solve something, but it's just not the right time. The reality is, as an investor, that's the most important thing. So even if I find a founder who has a phenomenal mind, they know the kind of problem they want to solve, and it's a huge market, if it's not the right time, we're going to be a pass. Then we look at, I have like a team model. It's like team time, the tech, so tech stack, the take, which would be the business model, and then the theme. So what is the budget line that they're going to be going into the business with? Yeah, so this is actually my first time coming. It's been phenomenal. Like, I actually didn't know how rich this community was, not only locally, but also globally. And I think one of the, I don't know if I'd say most interesting takeaways, but one of the most fulfilling takeaways was to know how many nonprofits are actively not only involved in Pakistan, but also are involved as a pipeline to help people get informed education. And then that goes from beyond just children, it goes up into adulthood. I think that's phenomenal, and it's not separating out, hey, we want to assimilate them. It's, hey, we want to help you be your best self. Like, if you want to be practicing in this way, if you want to do this kind of job, whatever your aspirations are, that they're going to help them achieve that. I think that's been amazing, and I think there's two individuals specifically who were just phenomenally welcoming. So yeah, I've had a really great time. It kind of feels like I'm at home. I loved going to the dinner last night. When I walked in, I was like, oh, I'm home. Yeah, try. This is great. So yeah, it's been great. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much.